Alright, guys, so I just finished up watching My Hero Academia, the series finale, and I already said I probably wasn't going to do no more videos for right now, but I feel like I got to talk about this because this was a crazy last few episodes, and going into the whole thing with the final battle with All For One, and then, you know, One For All and all that kind of stuff, and Deku losing his powers, and then they go through, they graduate, and all that stuff, and they go out and do their own thing, which was really cool to see, and how far everyone's come from the very first episode, and how Deku really, even though he lost his power, he pretty much still followed All Might's steps and became a teacher, and then he gained the Iron Suit, got his abilities back, was still able to be a hero and still be a teacher at the same time. And then everyone else kind of doing their own thing. Bakugo, finally doing his own thing, becoming almost the number one hero. Shoto doing his thing, went on his own. All these ones, they did something that really meant something to them at the end of the day, rather than just being like, oh, hey, I'm just going to be a hero, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and just kind of go. I would pretty much say just kind of do the normal, and they didn't do that, and I will give credit to where credit's due on that. And I know a lot of people have been saying that with the final battle that was peak, and I will fully agree that was peak, but at the same time, I'm not, I can't say that I'm not disappointed a little bit with the show, because I was really hoping that they were. It just feels like to me that they were really pushing for the whole thing of let's save Shigaraki, and it was just like, bro, the dude cannot, like, and then, oh, let's get him off for one, and then he helps with the final battle. It was like, come on, really? They really pushed that, and I was not a fan of that. I will be honest. I was like, okay, let's just give all the other, possessors of One For All, and let's just take them out type deal, and let's just do that. And they did, but they're like, oh, well, let's get Shigaraki in this, and I just wasn't a fan of that. I think, honestly, they really gave Shigaraki too much of a horrible backstory, where people are either going to feel sorry for him, and it was like, okay, yeah, we feel sorry for him, but the dude still needs to be taken out, and then somehow he gets reincarnated again, somehow, some way, and he sees the same old lady, or the lady that was going to help him back then, but then decides to help him now. So again, it's just weird of now all of a sudden that people are now helping because of what all these kids did. And now they're grown adults. They're in their probably mid-20s now. And seeing how Deku was able to do the exact same thing that All Might told him when he said, hey, I want to be a hero. And now that he is a hero. And then I saw apparently that they took out some stuff that they were going to be putting in the anime, but they didn't, but it was in the manga, and that the story is possibly going to continue somehow, some way. I know we're getting another season of Vigilantes, which is going to be cool, but I know for a lot of people from My Hero Academia, a lot of people love this franchise. I love this franchise. It's a great story, great characters. The return of Bakugo was amazing. The Deku going through everything to save Shigaraki was crazy, and then going up against, All For One was crazy, and then having to give up One For All for, the world, and still having to give that courage and everything that anyone can be a hero regardless of where you come from, regardless of who you are, and also if you're quirkless or not. And I love the story of that, and it really did show that Deku really proved and went against the odds of literally it don't matter who you are, that you can become a hero. And I think that's the main thing that really goes into this story of you can literally do anything. And again, it's just a great story, and I'm really happy that pretty much he followed his hero's footsteps, and we got to see that, and everyone else still did their thing, and they still keep in contact, and they're pretty much family. And at the same time that they knew that they weren't always going to be together, that yes, they were Class A, but at the same time, they were like, hey, we're going to be on our own someday, and now that they are, it's like, okay, well, we're on our own, let's see what we can do. And they did, and there's some that, partnered up and they did some great things together, and maybe we'll see more later on in the manga if they continue it somehow, some way. Same thing with the anime, and we'll be able to see how far these characters go. Maybe they'll pick up right where we left off with 8 years, or maybe in between the 8 years, or going to the 8 years. So I don't know, but what do you guys think about this? Are you guys happy with the finale? You guys not happy with the finale? Did you already know how it was going to go because of the manga? But overall, that's pretty much my thoughts. Let me know, and I'll see you as always on the next one.